So for today's video, your brother, your uncle, your favorite realtor's favorite realtor is going to walk you through what questions to ask when you're ultimately deciding a place to call home as a real estate agent. Now, if you are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and you just got your real estate license, this video is pretty much going to help you make the right decision that works best for both your short-term and your long-term goals. But if you're also a seasoned real estate agent, and quite frankly, doing your brokerage, you've decided that this marriage is not going to work, you're looking to make a pivot, I want to give you some tried and true things to look at that you're not going to hear a person that does not have an underlying reason that they're asking you to make the pivot. Full transparency, of course, I am with Real Brokerage. I've been with 2 other brokerages in my career. And one of the things that I ultimately looked at before choosing where I'm currently hanging my license is going to be as follows. As a brand new agent, you're going to be literally, I don't know if they get our information from some kind of database as soon as you pass your real estate exam, but somehow, some way, shortly after getting my license, I was hit up by every popular brokerage that you can think of. I'm not going to lie, it made me feel pretty good. I felt like, oh man, I'm a free agent, and this team wants me, that team wants me, and ultimately it just felt good to know that that someone was interested in working with me, even though I hadn't sold a house yet. The questions that I asked as a brand new agent are going to be a little bit different than the questions a veteran will ask, and so I will put timestamps in this particular video on questions that are relevant to new agents and then questions that are relevant to veteran agents. So the first question, which is all encompassing, is culture. When you join a particular brokerage, let's just use, for example, Keller Williams. Keller Williams has this thing where they're all known for trainings. I'm not quite sure where that stigma came from, but I know that the CEO or the former CEO has a great book called The One Thing, which I strongly recommend that you read. It's a great book, period. As a real estate agent, I'll link it in the description of this video. Keller Williams is known for being a great place to get trainings. But I personally feel like most trainings, or most places that talk about trainings, because I've explored that particular model when I was interested in where to hang my license. Most of the times, the trainings that you get from individuals in large part are very outdated. So they're gonna tell you your standard, you gotta make your calls, how to do your door knocks, things of that nature, not really factoring in the fact that there is nuance and safety hazards that can be affected by door knocking. I don't see a lot of brokerages talking about the importance of YouTube and leveraging the power of YouTube, and how literally this is the only platform that will pay you to advertise your business. I don't see a lot of brokerages talking about that. So as it relates to training for an agent in 1983 and then training for an agent in 2024, most places are going to promise you training, but it's not necessarily a guarantee that it's going to be the training that's going to help you in your business. Hey, if you've made it this far in the video and you are a real estate professional, consider partnering with me here at Real Brokerage. Pay nothing per month, get a fantastic split, and you have the opportunity to build a business through revenue share and stock purchases. Book a call at the link below in today's video, and I'm happy to have a conversation on why I was able to grow my business exponentially by moving my practice to Real Brokerage. All right, back to the video. The next thing, of course, that's very, very important is the money. Conventional wisdom tells at least us veteran agents that we need to be where we're going to get the biggest piece of the pie possible that also has a lot of support. You're gonna hear out there 100%, we'll give you 100% of your commission. And a lot of these 100% commission brokerages, what they don't tell you is they nickel and dime you in a bunch of other areas because they're in business to make money. So even if they tell you they're gonna give you 100% of your commission, that may not necessarily be a positive thing for you if you have to pay some other kind of fee on the back end. And when you start doing the calculations, it breaks down to, instead of being 100%, it's more like 70-30 or 80-20. I think that, it's not super important to necessarily be at a place that gives you 100% or 90% or anything like that, if there are those other factors, because again, they're going to get their money, right? So I think what's important, especially as a new agent, is to ultimately decide on if you want to be a part of a team structure, because if you decide to do that, you're typically going to get closer to 50-50 as far as the commission split, but at least you know that you'll be promised that you'll have the support that you're looking for. You'll have someone to hold your hand through transactions, maybe even take you on showings and things of that nature that will help you in effect become the best realtor possible because you have that team support. Now, certain brokerages, if you decide you don't want to go the team route, certain brokerages offer a mentorship program. So instead of you actually being a part of an official team, you may have a specific person that's going to be your go-to that you can ask any questions or maybe get strategy on an upcoming listing appointment or maybe help negotiating a particular contract that you're about to get. Those individuals, they're not working for free. They're not altruistic as they may sound. So the help that they are offering you may come at a cost, and it may be a cost that you're not necessarily comfortable paying if it's a transaction that you generated from your personal network. Let's say you're helping your parents sell your house. Do you really want to pay another real estate agent a large chunk of your commission when technically you're selling the house for a family member or a very close friend? These are all things that you're going to have to make sure you're comfortable with, because under team structures, in most cases, and mentorship programs, they're going to get a huge chunk of any and all transactions that you bring in, whether it's leads that you sourced through them, through their pond or whatever, or your own personal deals that you do. You're going to have to give them everything. So that's something that you're going to definitely want to ultimately decide on. You could be like me and go the solo dolo route and join a brokerage that offers you the ability to have what's called a sponsor. So in my current brokerage here called Real Broker, I have a sponsor, but I don't necessarily use that word. I have an individual that is my business partner. This was somebody that, after trial and error at my previous brokerage, I wanted to make sure that the next person that I partnered with can tactically and strategically give me every single thing, or at least 98% of what I didn't have in my business, and ultimately help take me to that next level. I'm happy to say that I did more due diligence this go around that I didn't do at my previous brokerages. So having a sponsor, whether it's an individual that's local or an influencer that you choose to align with, that is an option that many cloud-based brokerages offer, such as Real Broker or EXP. But you have to be aware that when you choose a sponsor, this individual is not necessarily obligated to be at your beck and call. So you've got to make sure that you're wanting to partner with a person for very strategic reasons. Maybe it's a specific gap in your business that you feel like this individual can fill. Now, the great thing, of course, with Real Brokerage is I have the ability, and you'd have the ability, to have not one, but two individuals sponsor you. If we're talking the whole "it takes a village to raise a child," having two individuals that I can lean on for two very strategic reasons. I was a big Shark Tank fan, so I loved when I saw the sharks, multiple sharks doing deals with individuals, and one person has a specific value add that the other person did not have, and ultimately that person that brought the idea to the sharks was able to get the benefits of not just one individual, but two individuals. So that's something that's really powerful. And the great thing with a sponsorship model is that these individuals are compensated from the portion of your commissions that the brokerage gets. So it doesn't take from your direct piece of the pie, like the first two options that I mentioned, which is the team and the mentor program, but it gives you the ability to still leverage the skill set and the abilities of some of the best and the brightest in the industry without directly compensating them. And it really truly makes this as much of a fiduciary situation as possible, because these individuals want to see you win, because ultimately they're going to be compensated from the brokerage. So that's a couple things that you're going to want to look at. Next, you're going to want to look at is how accessible is this brokerage going to be for your day-to-day needs as a real estate professional? So do they have the technology that you need as say you're a Gen Z or a millennial and you're super dialed into technology? How involved is the brokerage going to be as it relates to the technology aspect of your business? Do they offer a good CRM program? If so, is it at a cost separate from what you pay them directly? Or is it something that's all inclusive? Do they offer healthcare benefits? What can you leverage from that brokerage in the event that you get sick or you stub your toe and you need to go to the doctor? So do they offer healthcare benefits? What kind of experience are they providing you as a real estate agent for life after you sell a home? Meaning, do you have the ability to invest for your retirement? Do they offer any kind of retirement plan? Do they offer stock options? What are some of the things that they're doing to empower agents to not have to sell homes at 80 years old? Because your boy is definitely not interested in doing that. So what do the retirement plans look like? Obviously, these are some conversations that are more of a deep dive and something that more veteran agents are going to be looking at. But even if you're a brand new agent, these are great questions to ask. Also going to want to know how many managing brokers are on staff and available if you have urgent matters that you need addressing at 10 o'clock at night when your buyer reaches out to you and says, hey, we want to put an offer on this 50th property that you've shown us, and we want to put the offer in now. You may need, especially as a brand new agent, you may need access to the managing broker, because if you're on a team or you have a mentor or you have a sponsor, those individuals may not necessarily be available for you, but the broker is who you are doing your business through. So even if those other individuals are not available, someone should be on call, if you will, from your brokerage that can walk you through any emergency situations. So that's a good conversation to have, to say, okay, let's say it's, late in the evening and I need to reach the broker for a very urgent matter. What is the accessibility? Is there someone that's always on call? Because for me, I wasn't interested at all in joining a small boutique brokerage if the only person that's the managing broker is that one person, and they tell me that they are off in Dubai somewhere and not going to be back in the state for another 2 weeks. So for me, I decided I had to go with a bigger nationwide brokerage, because more than likely there's going to be more than one person on staff from the managing brokerage team that can answer the questions that I have. Next thing that you're going to want to know is, what are some of the ongoing things culturally that this brokerage does from a team building standpoint? So if you're a solo dolo agent like I am, you're going to want to interact with other real estate agents from time to time, just by proxy, because in this business, it's very, very easy, especially since the pandemic, to kind of feel like an island unto yourself. So what are some of the team building events that happen on a regular basis? If you're with a cloud-based brokerage like I am, for example, there is no office to schlep into on Monday mornings for coffee and contracts. That's what you're considering. You are still able, from a cultural standpoint, to stay tapped in with other real estate professionals. So for me, I'm on daily Zoom calls with my team of agents and the other agents in my office, because that's important for me. I'm kind of used to the Zoom life, if you will, because of the pandemic. So as long as I'm tapped in with other agents on a daily basis, even if it's through Zoom, it might be through Clubhouse. I'm a part of a group of real estate agents on Clubhouse, and every morning there's a daily call in, and we just talk shop. We talk strategy. We talk what's working in our market and what may help other agents work in their market. And I don't see these individuals' faces. I'm literally calling in, talking on the phone with, hundreds of agents while on my way to the gym. So I'm able to get the information that I need to get better, get sharper, and get faster, and go on about my day without schlepping into an office. Next question that you're going to want to ask is, what does this brokerage provide for individuals that are part-time? You may not be in the position right now to do real estate full-time. And a good question to ask is, what are the resources available if I have a 9-to-5 job? Some brokers will tell you, yes, we have a program for part-time agents, and this is what we're able to do. Some may say, especially a lot of teams, that they're only looking for agents that are interested in doing real estate full-time. So that might even put you on the outs as far as joining a team, unless you're doing real estate full-time. But you need to know, especially in your specific situation, how to make sure that you are making this leap into real estate, or if you're joining another brokerage and you've been in real estate for a long time, that the next place that you land, or the first place that you land, is going to put you in the best position to win. So if they tell you that they have a defined part-time real estate agent program, what is it? Make sure that what they offer is something that's going to work for you. For me, I have agents that I'm partnered with that they have other things going on. They have other 9-to-5s, things of that nature. So for me, the way that I approach it is that the focus for those individuals has to be on listings, because if you're at a 9-to-5 and a buyer is interested in taking a look at a property at 11:30 in the morning, and you're not able to take them to see that property, if you don't have another agent that you can lean on to open that door, you're going to lose that client. So if you're a part-time agent, your focus has to be on doing listings, in my personal opinion, because it's pretty much once you get that listing up and running and that lockbox is on that door, your only obligation as a listing agent, other than doing consistent open houses and the occasional agent that loses the key to the front door, you're not going back and forth to that property fairly regularly. So you're able to do 10 listings at the same time if you'd like, because the buyer's agent are the ones doing all of the work. I think that if you're full-time or part-time, these are some really good questions to ask. What are the benefits? What are the splits? If they're giving you a bigger piece of the pie, what is that at a cost of? What are you losing out on? What kind of support are you going to get for the piece of the pie that you're giving up? What is the culture of the brokerage? How often do they have classes? What are the classes consistent of? Making sure the classes are catered to this generation and flexible. How many managing brokers are on staff? And is there a 24-hour number that you can call to reach a broker if it's 12 o'clock in the morning? These are all very important questions that you're going to want to ask, because everything I'm mentioning are issues that I or someone that I worked with have run into, and it had been very problematic that they did not ask these questions on the front end. So I don't want you to make the same mistake that I did. So let me know in the comments below, what are some other questions that a person should ask before joining a brokerage? Did I miss any questions that you thought were very important to ask? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, YouTube feels like one of these videos here are videos that you're going to be interested in watching. So be sure to click and subscribe to the channel for more. And until the next one, this is your brother, your uncle, your favorite realtor's favorite realtor, signing off.